Bro, are you serious?
No.
Do you ever like shake the presents? I have not been a big shaker, dude. I like, look, if I'm really interested, I'll like pick it up, see how heavy it is, but
You know what I used to do? I would just walk by the tree and kind of kick it a little bit. It's different than the other.
now I gotta cut that out. Welcome back to the MTA podcast, the best podcast out right now. Thank you for listening, liking, and most importantly, subscribing. Welcome back to the podcast.
What's going on?
So we're gonna talk about Christmas list today. So one problem I always have is it's like mid-November, right? And Thanksgiving rolls by, and then it's like I'm late for my list. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm always late, always.
For me, like I always got people asking me what I want for Christmas, and I genuinely don't know. It's not that I'm lazy. It's just like I genuinely don't know. Like,
It's too much.
you gotta put
bro.
thought into it. You know,
Yeah.
once you get to that age.
to get everything down.
100%. But the problem is, this is what the worst part is. You make the list and you're like, I need this. I need the Robobot 2000. And then a week rolls by and you're like, dang, I saw a review on YouTube and like, I kind of don't want that anymore. But like, they already copped the Robobot 2000.
Or like I feel like you'll see things during the year that you want, but then you'll just forget them when Christmas comes around. Like,
100%.
or like
Facts.
right after Christmas comes, you'll like something will come out and you'll be like,
Oh, yeah.
like I want like this. It would be perfect.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
What do you do in that situation though? Like,
I don't know. What do you do in that situation? We got
Somebody.
Joel joining us right here.
Joel's walking in the room
mid-podcast.
right now.
We got
This
Joel
sexy
coming in here.
beast.
Woo!
This sexy beast.
Yeah, but no, I agree. Like there are things that I see that like I feel like would make a good gift, or that may not be right for me to buy at that moment. That would make a good gift.
Yeah.
And they come after Christmas. You know what I mean?
Do you guys have any crazy stories of like Christmas presents? Cause I do. Can I tell you?
Yeah,
I
go
tell it?
ahead. Yeah.
So we were sitting at we sit down on like the floor kind of ish, right? And like under near the tree, and we like open presents. And I got a present for my brother-in-law, Thomas. If you're watching this, shout out to Thomas. Big T.
Yeah.
He's actually like 6'4". He's pretty big. But yeah, so I had a present for Thomas, which was like, it was a Barstool sports shirt, like one bite, everybody knows the rules. But I mixed the boxes because we rebox them, right? So you can't tell. We had two boxes, the identical size, and I accidentally gave him the wrong gift. So when he opened it,
Nice.
it was, isn't that crazy? When he opened it, it was a different gift, and he didn't even
Nice.
get it. That's crazy, huh? It's crazy.
I know. Yeah. And this guy Joel, he said he opens his presents at midnight.
Midnight
The other day
on Christmas.
he said he opens his presents at midnight. What's up with that, Joel?
I don't know. Like ever since like my family like moved there, it's just like it's just how they celebrated Christmas is on Christmas Eve. We wait till like midnight and then we open our presents because it's obviously
Oh,
Christmas.
but on Christmas Eve, so like.
So yeah, it's,
Oh.
well, technically midnight
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Christmas Day, but yeah.
Yeah. That's a great
Oh,
idea.
I thought you meant like on Christmas. It's like
like you wait all Christmas and then but you go to bed knowing like I was like that's kind of a good idea because like
you have to sleep. Yeah.
you know like when you get presents at like let's say it's like 8, you like open them up and then like the rest of the day like well, what do? You know, do you feel that way too? Because I always open the presents. I'm like it's such like a high for me. Like you're like dang the day's gonna get worse. Like
So what I do is for Christmas Eve, my family goes over to my grandma's house and we open like the smaller presents, like the ones that like don't cost as much, and then we like eat dinner and whatnot. And then the next day, I'll open my presents at my house. Then we go over back to my grandma's, and then we open the bigger gifts.
yeah.
And then when we get home, we just I mess with my presents because I always get like computer stuff. So I always like build stuff.
Do you ever like shake the presents? I have not been a big shaker, dude. I like look if I'm really interested, I'll like pick it up, see how heavy it is, but
You know what I used to do? I would just walk by the tree and kind of kick it a little bit.
have you ever like started peel back just a little bit, like just to see the corner?
I have.
I feel like I've done that a few times.
I've definitely done that
And
at least one.
Like, just get a little peek at the corner, you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, nothing too light,
Like
some
when I
little
was
fellas.
7, bro, if I see the Legos in there, bro,
It's
it's
crazy.
wraps.
What's
Dude, Legos would
the
make a good
Legos?
Yes,
Christmas. Dude,
yes.
whenever I got Legos, I was
Yeah.
hyped, bro.
Hey, okay, what was your favorite Lego?
Star Wars.
Star Wars?
Anything Star Wars,
Okay,
bro,
yeah,
I
yeah.
was legit. That
Okay,
was
what
my-
about Indiana Jones?
the?
I was into that.
I had this one. It was like a Volkswagen Bug, not a Bug. It was like the Volkswagen Bus. It was like huge.
Okay, yeah.
And it was like a Lego, and that was crazy. But like I don't know. I was kind of a small Lego guy. Like get the little kits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you get like a plane and then like a little car and like a little person. You know what I mean? So
For real.
because they're expensive.
I mean,
They're
speaking of
expensive.
presents, like what's your favorite present you've ever gotten?
Ever gotten?
Like one present that just hits different than the other.
When I was like, I think it was like maybe 10 or 11, I got a television,
Really?
like a TV, and that was insane. That was like crazy.
That's pretty.
And it just said like from Santa.
You were 11?
I didn't expect that a lot. You know what I mean? Like, so what would your favorite present be, Tommy?
Like that I've ever gotten.
You ever have gotten?
I've gotten a lot of good ones down the years. I think one of the most like monumental gifts that I got was my like computer. I feel like because I first got a computer when I was probably 10, like my first like actual computer.
What kind of
Like a
computer?
laptop?
Well, I had a
or
laptop before,
okay.
and then I got like a tower. Then I got like a Alienware like tower,
Oh.
and I
Yeah.
used that thing every day until it was dead, like until
Yeah.
it was like destroyed, right? Like, and I've always had a computer like in my room since I was like 10, and it's just like something that I use every day, like whether it's school, whether it's this, whether it's that. It's just been like a part of my daily routine, like having my computer in my room.
Facts.
It helps me achieve what I want.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that being a gift, that was the kind of stepping stone, right? That was the kind of like start of it all. That's why I feel like the
Dude, that's a
computer was
big
the
one.
best gift.
That's
that
a big
I've
one.
ever
That's a
had.
big gift.
Mhm.
Yeah, mine would be a computer too.
Or like like some people would say like a phone too, kind of in like a similar
yeah,
way.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, mine's a computer. I got it when I was probably like 14 or so, and ever since I've been into like building computers, and I've built probably over 20 computers by now.
Yeah, I've built a couple. I built I had that PC I was just talking about, and then
Yeah.
when it died, I built my own because
Yeah.
by then I was like, okay, I want to build my own. So I built my own with my friend, and I built mine and his, and then I built like 2 others with my other friends. It's
Dude, it's fun.
so much fun.
It's
But
so much fun.
dude, the PC market is crazy right now
It's
because
bad.
of the Bitcoin mining. So like GPUs are up like 100%. Like
Dude,
my graphics card,
yeah.
I could sell it for more than I bought it for, and it's like 4 years old, dude.
do you know what it is? What your graphic card?
I have a 1070 Ti. I have an
1070.
EVGA
Okay.
1070 Ti.
See, I was lucky. I was able to
do you have
I
an
went-
RTX card?
yeah.
Okay.
I went down to Micro Center in LA.
Okay.
And I camped there. And I was able to get the 3090 for
Are you
for
serious?
retail, yeah.
Dude, that's like a crazy card.
Yeah, my PC's like decked out.
We interrupt this program to bring you a word from our sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, today's podcast is sponsored by SeatGeek. Live events are finally back, and we're excited. SeatGeek is the absolute best place to buy tickets, whether it's football, basketball, concerts, MMA, festivals. SeatGeek puts tickets all over the web in one place to make buying very, very simple. They rate each ticket from 0 to 10 to make sure you're getting a good deal. Green means good, red means bad. I've got a hookup for you guys. Use the code MTA for $20 off your first tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with the promo code MTA. Make sure you click the link in the description and download the app. Sorry for the interruption. Back to the program.
What's the newest car that y'all are super excited about? Did you guys see that new Z06?
I saw the new Z06.
You seen it? It's pretty crazy.
I mean,
Naturally aspirated V8, most powerful V8 in a production car ever. Over 600 horsepower. 690 horsepower, naturally aspirated V8. It's it's a flat plane crankshaft. So it screams as opposed to
It
like
does
rumbling.
scream.
It screams. Have you heard it?
I have.
You can
heard
rev
it.
to 8,400 RPM.
I've seen that. You know what I
It's
hate is
quick.
you know what I hate is like a nice Porsche or like a nice BMW. They'll like put a rev limiter and it makes absolutely no sense. I'm like, that is a big.
They
it's
just
like,
do that. They
like,
just do
dude,
that at the factory. Just you know what I mean.
It's like, dude, that is a big thing. I wish. I mean, like, I don't know.
Also,
I
like-
don't like that.
freaking like I think some of the newer Porsches are really nice, like the new GT3,
Oh, that's so nice. I've seen a few people get that.
the new
actually.
GT, the new 2022, the 992.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
it's
It's
they
pretty-
made, they
that's
they
pretty
have a
sweet.
manual, dude. And I mean they've come out with the touring and the regular GT3. They haven't released the RS yet.
How much
though.
does that run you? Like 150?
No.
Yeah, that's like that. Well, it
I thought
depends
it
on
was
the
more.
options. The GT3 probably starts at like 160.
I thought it was closer to 2,000.
Like 160?
Yeah, like
And
160. But
that's a nice
with
car,
you can
though.
option that out to closer to 2. You can get that pretty
Yeah,
up. You can
yeah.
get that up there.
What about the 918? If we're gonna talk about Porsche, let's talk about the big dog or the Carrera.
They
Uh,
have
the
one.
98
Maddie.
the
They
918?
have one in Los Gatos.
Really,
The
in the
918
dealership.
the
I've seen it
918
yesterday.
Spider,
I went there yesterday.
the Spider.
the Spider.
The
Yeah.
Spider, yeah.
Oh, yeah. they only made 918. They only made 918.
Is that so? This is a big question. Big
Yeah.
question. If you could pick 3 cars, right,
right?
of that era. So what year did that come? I'm just gonna.
It's
use,
like
okay.
2015, right?
The 918.
It was like
I'm
2015.
gonna say, okay,
they produced
918
it for like early decade.
918 Spider,
I feel like.
LaFerrari, or Bugatti Chiron.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna say the Chiron
the
because the Veyron's a little
918.
bit older,
So the
but-
918 and the LaFerrari are more similar to each other in terms of like their production.
Yeah.
There's more Chirons, but obviously still Chirons are super rare.
Yeah, they're.
What did you say? You said you take a Chiron?
It's either
W16 quad turbo.
LaFerrari or I mean I would take the Chiron.
Well,
yes.
you see, here's the thing: they're all different cars. Because on one hand, you got Bugatti Chiron, which is a W16 quad turbo.
insane
Incredible.
car.
I mean, it's a very heavy car, but it's an
Yeah, yeah.
incredible amount of power.
Yeah.
Then you have the LaFerrari, which I believe is a V12,
6.3 liter V12.
but and it has an electric motor too.
does.
And then what was the other one?
The 918.
918.
The 918, and I don't know what engine Porsche is using in the 918 because I know they're usually three
Is that a
three to
V8?
four
It's a
liter.
V8.
Yeah, V8.
Yeah, they're using flat sixes, but with a supercar like that, there's no way they're getting that much power out of a flat six.
890 horsepower.
Yeah, that
For a Porsche.
yeah, no, that thing is it's rare. Those cars are all over $1 million. Those are all
Yeah.
north of $1
Let
million.
me see what.
If you could have so one car under, let's say under 250,000 smackaroonies for a Christmas present, what would it be?
One car under 250.
Under 250. That's a great. What do you call it? That's a great price range.
Wow. Well, you'd kind of be probably a 911.
911 what? Turbo S.
Well,
911.
Turbo S is usually a little more expensive. They get kind of optioned
You can get
out.
it used. You can get it used too. You can get it
Okay,
used.
okay, then. Well, I don't know, cause I prefer the GT3,
Ooh.
bruh.
I'd get a Huracan.
A Lamborghini Huracan.
Evo.
I like
Have
a
you seen the new
Performante.
STO?
Evo.
The new
Evo.
STO that they
STO is
released.
crazy.
It's-
Honestly,
Dude, all the enthusiasts are saying it's the best Lamborghini they made in years. It's the best Lamborghini they made
It's
in years.
crazy.
it's actually pretty sweet. I like that. Like the front hood is just it's mean. It's girthy. It's
Well, it's track oriented. It's a track Huracan. That's what it is.
it's
'Cause
crazy.
You look at the Performante Spider, which is a little slower and a little heavier.
But that's
and
still a
that's
great
the
car.
that's the tip top Huracan of the street. The STO is a track Huracan. It's a
But
tracker.
think about this though. Would you rather take a Huracan over a Aventador? I would any day. And you know why?
Why?
Because
That's interesting.
Because the Huracan is like I don't know. It's like sportier. It's a little lighter. The
a little smaller.
The
The
Aventador
Aventador
is like big. It's
the
girthy.
Aventador,
It's wide.
the Aventador
But
is
it's not-
lower and longer.
But it's like
It's
dude,
lower and
they,
longer.
They gotta fix the Aventador for the price range should be so much faster than the Huracan, and it's not.
The
It's
Aventador
not.
is lower and longer.
It's not though.
I think the Aventador looks better.
I like the Aventador SVJ.
The SV, yeah,
I like the
yeah, that's
Roadster.
that's
It's the best look-
That's the best looking
yeah, it's the
Lambo
best
they
looking
got.
Lambo.
That's the best looking
100%.
Lambo they got.
And I didn't like the LaFerrari because it was like shoved down our throat. Remember, it was like everywhere. It was in video games. It
I
was
think
everywhere,
the new
it's-
SF90 is better
Sorry.
looking than the LaFerrari.
I don't
And
know.
that's the most powerful. That's more powerful than LaFerrari. That's
It
the most.
is.
That's the most powerful Ferrari they've ever made. And guess what?
Oh,
It's a V8, bro.
But what about the A12 Superfast? That is a good looking.
That is an
It
incredible
takes some of the
car
F12
as well.
and the 599. That is
Yeah,
such
the
a good
F12
looking.
Berlinetta.
I love those.
Yeah, the
I love
Berlinetta
those.
was fast, and then they came out with the super fast.
I love those,
Dude,
I
I'm telling you, these small
what
what they're making,
I just
like,
like the body
because
style.
Lamborghini and Ferrari all this time for the past 20 years they've been V12, 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 V12,
Yes,
right?
100%.
But with the new electric technologies, what they're doing, they're putting
Drawing
a V8 in
back.
there,
Yeah.
and they're putting an electric motor in there, bro. And those things are much faster.
Do you see Ferrari might come out with an SUV?
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean,
I saw
Lamborghini has the
I saw
Urus.
some pictures, but the Urus is
Dude, the Urus
Yours is
undefeated.
Undefeated.
No.
I mean, like,
you know
what's
what's
better?
better?
Than yours?
You know what's
Look
better?
at my wallpaper.
You know what's
Urus.
you know what's cheaper and faster?
What?
The top end Porsche Cayenne. It's faster.
That's a nice car.
The GTS.
It's a nice car.
What about the-
it's $50,000 cheaper
What about
and
the
it's
BMW
much
X5
faster.
M competition? That's a mean.
That's a
mean
my
car.
dad has an X3M. When it's
My
fast.
mom has
it's fast.
an X5.
Dude, no, the new
Yeah, I have a
Ferrari
Jeep.
SF90 is
See, but
the Stradale. Look,
see,
the new one.
I saw it. See, the thing is, do you care about more about
Yeah,
like
that's a
performance
crazy
and
car.
power, or do you care about looks?
Incredible.
Or do you care about looks?
Oh,
Both.
Yeah, you kind of.
But this looks like a Ferrari.
It looks
It
good.
does.
This looks good, and every enthusiast is saying
If you
want a hypercar, this is the one to
if
get.
you
Is
see
it
that
all- is
car
it
on
all-wheel
the
drive?
street with no label on it, no branding,
You know
it's a Ferrari.
Yeah, you know it's
you
a Ferrari.
know it.
Is it all-wheel drive?
Yeah, this thing is monstrous. This thing is
What's the
almost
horsepower?
900 horsepower.
900.
It's monstrous.
How much does it retail for starting?
This is
Like
this is
like
probably
500,000?
upwards of 700. This is probably
Oh,
upwards of
dang,
700.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, the SF9, it's the newest Ferrari.
Isn't the LFA like 2 mil?
Well, okay,
Oh, I
when the
thought the
LFA came out, it was like 400 grand, 450 grand, but now its value is probably
come out?
north of 800
Like
grand.
early 2010s?
Yeah,
The LFA came out in
I thought it was like 20. I thought it
yeah.
was like 20.
So the SF90 is 650, but
Yeah.
that's really 750. You know what I mean? With
With
the tax and everything, and then with the options, that's more like 850.
especially
Yeah.
Ferrari options.
So
yeah.
it's probably I add 200 grand in options and tax, whatever. So it's like
That
eight.
is
It's like
insane.
800.
Crazy.
Yeah,
That's
you got.
That's insane.
That's the rule, bro. You got to add at least
Would you
20%.
I really do like the 812 Superfast better.
All right,
So
so
looks wise, I like it's so girthy. It's like I don't know. It's kind of like that like
going back to the original question, for under 250,000.
under 250,000.
Maddie, what would you choose?
Okay, the
What would
LFA
you
came
choose?
out in 2011,
2011.
2011. Okay.
and it has 553 horsepower from
Horsepower.
a 4.8 liter V10. Obviously,
V10.
V10.
that town that you and we've all heard that sound.
yeah.
We've all heard that sound. That's a flat plane crankshaft,
It
like
is,
the new
it
Z06,
is.
and I'm telling you, they sound better.
They do.
They sound better. They rev higher. They're lighter. Because it has an even firing pattern. That's why it's able to rev so high and have that screaming noise, bruh. That exotic
See,
noise.
I hear that people don't like it, like the sound of it. Like you
Some
can't
people
daily
prefer
drive
a
it.
cross-plane
You
crankshaft.
can't daily drive. I would daily drive an LFA. I think it's
You can
So-
daily an LFA. You can daily a 911. That's why I love the 911 so much, bro. You can daily that car
911
every day.
Yeah, that is.
Undefeated.
All right, so for 250,000,
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back to it.
Porsche.
So, what would you, Porsche Carrera?
Porsche.
Porsche 911.
Mhm. I don't know exactly
911?
what Porsche. Either that or I would say an R8. But that would be stretching it
Okay.
for the
So-
price.
you'd probably
They're
be
253.
Yeah,
They're 253 about.
Yeah.
So, is it How much is it? Can I get a used Huracan?
Yeah, you can get a
That's
new Huracan. You can get
250.
not like an STO, not a
No,
new
I
STO.
don't even want the
No,
STO.
no.
The
You can
STO
get
is
like
too
a
much
you
for
can
me,
get
though.
like a baseline Huracan for like 225.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would do the Huracan. The Huracan is such a. It's like, dude, we all have seen the car, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I know the Huracan. Blah, 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 blah. But when it pulls up, dude,
It's
it's
different.
different.
It's
when
different,
you see
bro.
it in person,
dude,
it's
dude,
it
Lambo
hits
Lambo is
different.
about the looks, bro.
It is.
Lambo's
Yeah.
really about the image and the looks.
You know, the funniest thing is like all of the Lamborghinis, they kind of look the same, but they all look different.
100%. Yeah,
They
yeah.
look more similar than the Ferraris do to each other.
Yeah.
The Ferraris
Yeah,
look
yeah,
more
yeah,
different,
yeah,
but
yeah.
they still look similar. The Lambos, I mean, take the Aventador and the Huracan. That's like taking the Model Y and the Model 3. You know what I mean? Putting them next to each other. The
Yeah.
front's the same. The front is essentially the same. But yeah, no, Ferrari's been doing some really, really interesting things. And like I don't know if you guys saw, but Lamborghini, they're doing from 2023 onwards. They're not gonna, all their cars are gonna be hybrid or fully electric. I
I
did
did see that. I did.
like the
I'm-
new
I'm
the new
interested in seeing it.
the STO is basically gonna be the last naturally aspirated Huracan or Lambo, really.
So do you
So
think?
if you're
uses
if you're
gas.
into naturally aspirated, screaming, loud, track-focused cars, buy now, bruh, because they're not gonna be around.
Oh, it's gonna go up in price.
Well, yeah, obviously because they're gonna get rare.
It's
Obviously,
gonna go up in
You're
price
gonna
no
find it
matter
in
what,
a
though.
museum.
yeah,
bro.
exactly. So they're obviously gonna go. They're obviously gonna shoot up in value.
Yeah.
Aftermarket for them is gonna be insane.
So you
But
think
also,
it's
they're not gonna be available.
You think it's smart to buy right now?
Yeah, if you want a naturally
the money.
aspirated, track focused, high revving vehicle,
Yeah.
buy within the next 2 years because they won't be around. Literally.
Jeez.
Okay, so Maddie, what would you? So you said a used Huracan.
Definitely a used Huracan.
What about a Bentley Continental?
Dude, no.
Would you buy
I
Bentley?
like
Do you want a fast car or do you want a nice car?
so if we're going with Bentley, I'm going with the Bentayga, right? The SUV.
Bentayga.
Because dude, I saw shout out to Bryson DeChambeau. If you're watching this, Bryson DeChambeau, you know what I'm saying.
Shameless
He's
plug.
he's a golfer, but he has the nicest
Yeah.
Bentley I have ever seen.
Bentley's
seen him
are
on-
underrated.
nice.
You seen him on
Bentley's-
Nelk?
I saw him on Nelk, but I
Yeah.
watch his YouTube channel too.
Bentley's are underrated for sure.
Because like you could daily drive that. I could throw stuff in the trunk. I can go
Bro.
grocery shopping. You know what I'm saying? Like you could bring that
Such
thing
a
anywhere.
nice car, bro.
Bentley's
You know what
are
I'm saying?
underrated big time.
Because Rolls Royce is taking over, but I like the Bentley interior better than Rolls
I
Royce.
think I would still take a Rolls Royce over a Bentley,
Oh,
but
I would.
I
I
would
would.
take a Rolls Royce over a Bentley.
But can you get one for under 250?
no.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Let me see. 250,000, bro. 250 bands.
Yeah, I just have to go Porsche. I do.
You like the Taycan? The Taycan?
Yeah, I think it's a really well done.
Oh,
I think it's really well done for sure.
yeah.
Definitely.
Another good car, NSX.
Yeah. So underrated. I mean,
Under
obviously the
250.
old. I mean, obviously the. Yeah, they get close to
Yeah.
that, don't they?
I
They're like
don't-
180. I thought they were
cheaper
like
than
yeah.
250.
Well,
It's
option
like one. It's like,
optioned out.
They say 150 to 200.
Let me see. 150.
That's what it's saying.
Wow,
right here.
from 169. Okay. You
Yeah,
could
yeah,
probably
yeah.
get up. You could
I
probably
saw
get
one-
up
I
to
saw one
200.
brand new.
You could get. I
In the
mean, with the
showroom, they're
carbon
crazy.
and
I
everything,
mean,
you could get up to 200 for
These
sure.
cars are crazy. McLaren 570S.
Dude. McLaren. Either Porsche or McLaren, bro. I'm telling you, McLaren's get
I
a little
like
more
McLaren.
expensive. No, set it to 350 and I'm choosing McLaren. The
Oh.
765 LT, bro. Oh my god, that car is a rocket, bro. It's literally a spaceship rocket, and it floats, bro. Like when you drive, you float. It just glides. It's just effortless, bro. McLaren are unmatched, bro. McLaren are unmatched. If I was gonna get a supercar, McLaren would be up there.
What about your hypercar?
Hypercar,
Would you guys drive a Pagani? Real question.
Yes.
Not daily.
100%.
Not daily.
No.
that's
no,
a me. That
no.
I'd drive that twice a year.
Pagani.
Yeah,
Oh my god, I love Pagani.
Yeah.
But here, I would take a Bugatti
Twice a
over
year.
Pagani.
that's why. Like Manny Koshman.
Yes. He takes it out for like.
Who doesn't know Manny Koshman?
Yeah.
The problem with his collection, he doesn't drive anything.
And then
They're all
they
collectible.
die.
He has like what five or six?
Dude,
what?
he has 10.
Paganis.
He has 10.
He has
Paganis?
10.
No, he has
No,
10
no.
Mercedes SLRs.
No, I thought he has 8.
He has 10.
Does he?
Mm-hmm.
I know he's getting the SLS Black Series, right, or whatever it's called, the Black Series.
He
He's
just
sending
buys
to-
them to sell them. Like half of his cars, like, look, I get it, they're assets. Like don't get me wrong. Like his car collection is like a huge part of his wealth. I mean, not
It's
all.
20 million.
It's a lot more.
I thought it was 20 million.
It's a lot more than 20.
But he has a
Hey,
Hermes.
that Hermes Chiron is
It was like 6
probably
million.
20 million
It's
by
crazy.
itself.
20 million by
By
itself.
itself.
That's a big statement. So
That's
so
a one
right
of
now-
one.
Right now, everyone in the comments, leave if you know who Manny Koshman is. I think it's like $6 million. Leave a comment right now, proving Tommy wrong or agreeing with me.
Okay, up front, I'm saying, listen, up front, he probably paid north of 5 mil. Obviously, because it's a Chiron, whatever. He had to
Yeah.
pay Hermes. But listen, I'm telling you, the value of that car, you can't value it.
But
Dude,
I don't
even
think
his-
that'll even
you
look
can't
that good.
value
I don't
that
even-
car.
I don't even know if
That's
that
a
looks
one
that
of
good,
one.
though.
What do you compare it to? The other Chirons? No.
I like other Chirons better than that. I'm gonna be honest.
No, it's same. But I'm saying that car's value. He took a designer brand.
But the
And a
20
and a-
million.
yeah,
Have you seen
that's
his
north of
P1?
20.
Have you
There
seen
are
his
people.
P1?
The
Listen,
P1 is insane.
listen,
Is it
his fully
carbon
exposed
black?
Yes.
black carbon
Yes.
P1.
Oh, yeah, it's
I'm
insane.
telling you, Maddie, right now, if there are people out there that I know for sure would pay north of 20 million for that, and that alone makes it worth more than 20 million.
What about his Bugatti?
Which Bugatti? Which one?
The Hermes.
We were just
That's
talking
what the
about
one we're just talking about right now. The
okay.
Chiron.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And he also has he has a regular Bugatti, Bugatti
2008.
Veyron, and then he has like a
2008.
special.
He has the Rembrandt.
The
Bugatti
Rembrandt,
Veyron.
the
That is the car.
the
That is
brown
the car.
carbon.
I want that over anything.
That's north of $5 million.
I want that over anything. I would take that,
That
over
is my favorite
the Chiron. I would
that's-
take
yeah.
that over the
Yep.
Pagani. I
Yep.
would take that over
Yep.
anything.
That's
over
my
La
favorite.
Ferrari.
That's my favorite.
favorite.
Speedtail.
No, forget about that. I would take.
He
that
has an
Rembrandt.
That's his. I think that might be the most expensive
I
car
think
that he
the
has.
Speedtail is the next
He-
one that's going to be expensive, if not already.
Dude,
I mean, it's
he has an Hermes Speedtail. He has an Hermes Wyra.
He has a McLaren Senna too.
the Pagani is
Mhm.
insane. He's
Which
actually.
one?
I think he the Huayra,
The Hermes.
the Hermes.
Hermes,
The,
yeah.
the brown
Um,
carbon.
Oh my god, it's so crazy. You see the bags that come with it? I
Yeah,
mean,
those
this is
bags-
Just insane.
Those
those
bags
bags
are
are worth-
60K.
Yeah, I would say more than 60K.
Yeah,
to be
those
honest.
bags are 100K for a little
Yeah.
bag. That's 100K right there.
I honestly would say that.
Crazy, bro.
So
Dude.
like think about this. What is the best car in the world? One car. For me, it's that Bugatti Rembrandt. I think Manny Koshman, if you're listening, hook me up with a ride. That is the best car. I
Just
don't care
drive down to
money-wise.
Orange County real quick to go see Manny.
Yeah,
He lives in Orange County.
I
Yeah.
think he lives in Orange County. Near
He
LA.
lives in like
Yeah.
Burbank, I think. You know
He just
what I'm
got. I
saying?
think he just got a new. What do you call it? Office building.
He
right?
did.
Dude,
An
no,
office
no,
building. Yeah,
no.
he
He did you see his newest video? His
Yeah.
new garage, bro.
It's gonna be. It's gonna
Yeah.
be.
His
Crazy.
garage now is
Insane.
insane.
Did you see the doors that he got? The
This
doors.
was a
Like
good podcast,
Star
isn't it?
Wars,
Yeah,
like
it's like so futuristic.
my guy just like he has so much money. He
That's
just
like
does
what?
whatever he
How
wants.
much do you
That's-
think that was to do all that?
I
Over
know.
100 mil.
I-
Over 100 mil.
100 million. No way. No,
I bet
No,
that
like
garage. I
everything,
bet that
like his
garage with
house.
all that.
His house.
It's like
Oh,
a
it's
million.
yeah.
I think the garage is like $1 million, maybe 2 mil. Just like to,
garage?
maybe just to like to build
To make
the
it all
garage.
white like that with the Star Wars and everything, that's north of $1 million.
I know. I would say.
Okay,
I would say
hey,
close
let's-
to $1 million. Maybe
Let's
like
add all the
500K.
cars in there too.
Yeah. So the car. So now we're over easily. Guaranteed. Like guaranteed, no matter what. 20
Okay.
million. Guaranteed, no matter what.
Dude,
That's
I'm
a low
telling
ball.
you,
That's a low ball.
his Hermes cars
But
by
who's gonna-
themselves are already north of 20
'Cause those are
million.
one of
But
ones.
who's gonna? But
Those
who's
are
gonna?
one
Who's
of
gonna?
ones.
Who's gonna buy those? Though you gotta have someone who's gonna buy them.
They're-
Anybody that has money.
If
in
he
their-
said,
he got
if
offers
he
on 'em,
said, I'm gonna auction my Hermes Wyra, someone would pay over 20 for it, and I'm telling you that right now.
That's a work of art, though. That is crazy.
It's an
I
art
wouldn't
piece.
drive it. I wouldn't drive
I
that.
wouldn't drive it.
I would never
That's
drive
why
it.
I
how he
wouldn't
dri- but
take a
he
car
takes it-
like that.
He takes it out and drives it though. I don't know how. I literally
No,
don't know.
but
how.
no,
Sometimes.
but he
He
doesn't take
dailies
it
a
far.
Rolls
No,
Royce.
no,
He
no.
He doesn't
dailies
take it far.
I know,
he
but
dailies
still,
a Rolls Royce.
like, dude, would you take?
and his
Would you take
McLaren.
that around like the street? I wouldn't even. I would
No.
start that up, and I literally wouldn't even touch it.
Dude.
Maybe.
Dude.
Like, what
I
if,
would-
if a rock
dude.
chips that though? For rock,
Dude.
he's got to have PPF on that, the whole thing, everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Everywhere.
Do you see he has that little machine that he goes in before the cars? He has the booties.
Yeah, for the
He
booties.
steps in it and it puts a little booty.
That's because he gets these crazy interiors, and he's got to keep them nice. Have you seen
Oh,
with his
yeah.
Chiron? He has to wear like white pants or whatever because
Hey,
he doesn't
but-
want to like.
But realistically,
What's the
I
Chiron?
wouldn't buy. I wouldn't buy.
I would
wouldn't
not
buy
buy
those
any
cars.
any of his
No.
cars other than the Pagani.
No.
The Pagani
I
and
wouldn't-
the
I
the
would
Bugatti
take-
Veyron.
I would take a Porsche 911 GT3 RS over a Bugatti.
What are? Okay.
I'm sorry, I
not.
would because
I would not. That's
I
cap.
would because I could drive that car every day.
Yeah, that's
Every
What?
day.
911.
911.
911.
Yeah, you can drive that car every single day.
Yeah.
like I drive my Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
All right, we have a guest walking on, Mr. Chan.
Yeah, we have Mr. Chan coming in right now.
Special guest, Mr. Chan.
Welcome, Mr. Chan.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up?
How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good.
It's great to get you on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming in.
I just wanted to have you on and talk with you because, I had physics last year. It was a good
Yeah.
class. I did the boat race. Didn't turn out quite like I wanted it, but
Yeah.
that's all right. That's all right. So we want to start us off by just saying a little bit about you. I couldn't find. I literally couldn't find LinkedIn. It's you.
Oh,
There's-
really? You can find anything. I don't have a LinkedIn.
I couldn't find anything. It was very hard to research you. So let's start off with talking about where you went to college.
I went to UC Irvine,
Wow. So what did you major in?
physics.
Right. Okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense.
That makes a lot of
doesn't
sense.
it?
He is
Yeah.
a physics teacher.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. So where'd you go from there?
So I graduated from UC Irvine in 2010. I took a year off before I went to graduate school, which was one of the best decisions ever. So I wasn't burnt
Right.
out. And then I ended up coming to UC Santa Cruz, which is how I ended up in this area.
Right. So you graduated from UC Irvine and then you took a year off. What'd you do in your year off, Lynn? What led you to that decision?
Yeah. So most of my classmates, they were doing their senior level classes, which were like the most difficult classes that you could be taking. They were working on their graduate school applications, working on their essays, doing their graduate level research, working on their dissertations, all of the stuff at the same time. I'm like, this is insane. I'm going to like focus on my classes, make sure I get solid A's in my like higher level upper division classes, and then take the rest of the year to finish up my research, make sure everything's all good and tightened up. And then while I'm not working on my classes, graduated and everything's good, then I can apply for graduate school and I can be a little more relaxed. I can spend time on my essays. I can really, I can get some work experience at the same time. It was a really good idea.
Right. So you just kind of space it out just so that you could focus, you could kind of home in on one thing at a time rather than trying to juggle multiple different things.
Totally.
That's smart. I like that.
And I had time to breathe too, because, I wasn't burnt out from college. Once I started graduate school, I had a good amount of time to kind of psych myself up for it.
Yeah. And it's also good in that moment in time to kind of also like step back and reflect. I feel like, about what you've done, where you're going to go, and how you're going to utilize your skills that you had learned, obviously, to go forward. So I think, that's a smart thing. I think I would probably do something similar.
So where did you go after you went to college? Did you get a job somewhere?
Yeah, I was working at a learning center in Newport Beach, which is right next to Irvine. And
right.
I was actually my job title was an educational therapist.
Okay.
Basically, I was working with students who had a lot of learning disabilities. They needed extra help. And so I was getting paid like $40 an hour
so pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet because my rent was like $360 because I was splitting it with 4 other guys. I was making $40 an hour, so it was a pretty chill year.
yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, you were comfortable then, I guess.
Yeah,
no, that's pretty good. And you were working like full time at this point.
I was like doing 20 hours a week.
So part time, I guess you would consider that. Yeah, that's pretty good.
So what did you do after that? Did you know you wanted to be a teacher? What made you want to be a teacher? Like, how did that happen? Show me the process.
So I loved science ever since I was a little kid. Bill Nye, Magic School Bus, that kind of thing.
Sure.
So I always knew I wanted to be a scientist, and that was kind of what informed my career path. I wanted to be a professor, and that's why I was like, okay, I need to go to graduate school. I need to get my PhD. I need to get a postdoc, do research. And, as I started doing all of that, eventually I came to a fork in the road where I actually got like a strong call from God. Like God spoke to me and said like, hey, I want you to drop out of your PhD and pursue Bible school, get some ministry training. And
okay.
So I'm like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty gnarly experience.
Right.
And then once that happened, I dropped out and I started pursuing ministry training. I'm now an ordained minister actually. And, it's funny. My dad was actually a pastor and a teacher as well. And so
interesting.
Yeah. So without even realizing it, I kind of just started stumbling into the same kind of footsteps that my dad had walked in, and ended up, getting involved in teaching because I'd done like a lot of private tutoring just because it was like something that was easy and available that I could do. But because of all that experience, I ended up getting involved in more tutoring jobs, more teaching jobs until while I was doing ministry at the church, one of the students of the Bible school that I'm now the director of that Bible school that I graduated from. One of the students 5 years ago, was working here. I don't know if you guys remember Darren McGinnis.
I don't think so.
I don't. That may be a little bit before our time, but
yeah. So he was working here, and then he basically said, "Hey, they're looking for science teachers. Are you interested?" And so I came and interviewed and ended up teaching here.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. And I was curious about you talking about you kind of following the same footsteps as your father. Do you think that may have been deliberate? Do you like with that parallel with you and your dad? Do you think that you mentioned a calling from God? Do you think that there may have been like a correlation there? Like, do you see any like sign in that?
I think it wasn't necessarily deliberate by me, but I think it was definitely deliberate by God.
Right. That's what I mean. Yeah. Interesting.
It's just crazy how you ended up here.
It really
so
is.
many teachers I've asked, it's like, how'd you get here? And it's like Coach AJ, he's gonna come on the podcast too.
Oh,
it's
sweet.
like, and he's like, I don't know, like God found a way. So it's actually pretty crazy you came on. So, do you have any like hobbies or anything like you do right now, or anything coming up Like, are you starting something new or?
I've recently started getting really into like smoked barbecue.
Oh,
Okay.
like Traeger,
Yeah,
like Traeger.
yeah.
No,
Okay.
well, actually,
Yeah.
not even a
Really?
Traeger. Traeger's like a pellet smoker.
Yeah.
So I started getting into like offset smokers.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Charcoal, like
okay.
So
charcoal?
you know,
Like an
yeah.
actual wood fire in the
Yeah.
side.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
you know what's up.
Yeah. No. yeah. No, I know what you mean. There's this guy who has this restaurant in Austin, Aaron Franklin.
Franklin
Yeah,
barbecue.
Franklin Barbecue. Yeah, he's like one of the most legit barbecuing.
Yeah.
Like he has like the James Beard Award, which
Oh,
is
yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
really
Yeah,
high like
for the-
award from.
It's the best brisket in the world.
Oh yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It is the
Have you guys tried it?
home and
I've
central
not,
brisket.
but it's on my bucket list. Yeah.
Absolutely same here. Yeah,
So-
next time I'm in Austin.
So
for
what are your
sure.
like favorite things to smoke? Like, what do you smoke?
I've tried
Everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you have like a rub you use, like
Salt and pepper, straight up.
salt and
Yeah,
pepper?
no,
that's
that's
like cooked
that's
steak
the
too. I cook
original
steak like
Central
that.
Texas way to do it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Do you use a special kind of salt? I use what's it called? Like the thicker salts.
Yeah,
Thicker
I
salt,
use Blue
kosher?
Diamond. Is it Blue Diamond? Blue Diamond kosher salt.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that's not the Diamond Crystal. I think it's called Diamond Crystal. It's
Okay.
this big red box, and it's like really flat crystals. And the reason why, as a physicist, I know this.
Yeah.
The flat crystal actually, when it hits the surface of the meat, it has a greater surface area, and so it's
Right.
more easily absorbed.
Right,
So
okay.
It works really well.
Interesting.
Whoa.
Interesting. Yeah. No, it's
There's science
it's
behind
no.
barbecue.
There's a
There's
whole.
science
It's
behind it.
literally a
You
whole.
heard
There's a
it
whole
all,
science
bro.
about it, like how you build the fire, how the smoke flows over the meat. Like
Yeah.
it's so deliberate.
So do you have what kind of setup do you have? Like, did you build it?
No,
Where'd you get it?
I want to build one though.
Okay.
I've been
You can.
thinking about that. Yeah.
You can build them.
Yeah.
I have. So basically, a friend of mine was getting rid of his grill. It's a char griller, like
Okay.
a barrel style grill,
Right.
charcoal grill. And when he was selling it to me, he said, "Oh, but you know, one of the things you can do is like you can modify it because they're designed to be modified into a smoker. So they have like this thing on the side. You remove the plate and you can attach a firebox on the side." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm totally gonna do that."
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I went to the store and I bought the side firebox, and my friends and I like modified it and put it together. And I just started like trying to smoke stuff, and it started out really terrible, but I got
Yeah,
better and better.
it's always rough in the beginning. Like it's difficult. It's not like an
See-
easy
see-
thing to do.
We're
Yeah.
just starting out. So my family, my brother loves to do it, right? And we're gonna do smoked turkey.
Yeah, I just did one last week.
We just did one 2 weeks ago, and it was like a test run. We're like, we're gonna try a rub a little bit, because you don't want to get to Thanksgiving, right? And then everyone's coming over to the
Yeah,
house.
you want
and-
you want to do a trial run.
So we did it, but my brother was supposed to do it. He loves it. We have a Traeger. He has like his own rubs. He like makes stuff. He's really good at it. That's his like passion. But like,
Yeah.
it was me and my dad, and we're not really good. So it didn't turn out it didn't turn out good.
Yeah.
But we tried it. What was the
But-
good part?
Yeah.
With stuff like that though, it's literally trial and error. Like you do it and then you taste it and then you're like, okay, well this I can do better.
Yeah,
you know,
gotta
maybe
tweak this. And
yeah,
that.
I gotta do
I need
this
more
better
smoke
this time.
flavor.
Yeah.
I need a better bark.
I absolutely, yeah. No, I do briskets sometimes. So yeah, I do 14-hour smoked brisket.
Oh yeah.
Wow, 14 hours.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it
and then there's
is-
the rest time too. So by
Yeah.
the time you're done, it's like
Yeah.
a 24-hour process.
Yeah, and then
Wow.
you gotta let it rest for like hours. You gotta let it chill out, and yeah, no, that's interesting. That's really cool. It's a fun thing once you get into it, man.
It
It's
really
like
is.
addicting for real.
That's crazy. So how
Yeah.
did your turkey run go?
it went great.
Yeah, good.
What do you do? You like a rub?
So I did a salt and pepper rub, but then so it's easy for the breast of the turkey to dry out.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
the way that you get around that is there's a couple of different ways. One way is with a brine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't do a brine on this one though. What I did is an injection.
Okay.
So I got like melted butter, mixed it with ancho chili, chipotle
You're
chili,
right, yeah,
and then
I
I
mean-
injected it right into the breast with a flavor injector,
Yeah,
Dang.
and then that made it really juicy and really flavorful.
Yep.
yeah,
We definitely did
Wow.
not do that, and ours was not dry, but
yeah. Breast
could
can
have
dry
been
out.
better.
Breast dries
been
out
better.
easily on chicken too.
Yeah.
On chicken as well.
So yeah.
That's crazy.
What is the biggest thing you've ever smoked, ever?
Brisket,
Brisket. How big?
Yeah.
How many pounds?
like a 14-pound brisket.
Yeah, they can be anywhere from
Jeez.
10 to 14 pounds.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Really big. Yeah, they're big hunks of meat, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Turkey was pretty big too.
yeah.
But the brisket though, that was the longest too, because like basically
It's
it takes-
big.
Yeah,
It's like
it's
rectangular.
so
I
much
mean,
time.
it's not obviously perfectly rectangular. And then you got to trim it too. Like
yeah.
there's like a whole trimming process. You got to have 1/4
Dang.
inch fat like all the way
Yeah,
through,
yeah.
running through, the flat and the point.
So
It's-
what do you like, so you're done with that. 24 hours. What do you do for like a side? Because you gotta have like coleslaw.
Oh, you do beans or like coleslaw or like
Mhm.
mac and cheese or like greens,
Potato
like
salad.
yeah, just like you
Oh,
know what I
like
mean. Yeah,
potato
potato salad
salad.
would smack with that. Yeah, that'd be so good.
You ever
Yeah.
thought about like opening up your own restaurant?
No.
No, too much
I
work.
mean, it's a lot of fun, but yeah, I mean, it's way too much work, but also that would mean that I wouldn't be teaching anymore, and I just
Right.
Yeah.
love teaching.
Yeah.
I think it works great as a hobby,
Yeah, it's like a side thing,
especially
like a weekend
since
thing.
when I have a summer off, like that's the
Right.
best time to
Yeah,
barbecue.
summer
And I have-
summer
yeah.
is the time, bro.
yeah.
Summer
And then
is
I
the
have
time.
I have all the time in the world because I'm not working during the summer. So I feel like it's the perfect hobby for somebody like
That's
me.
crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think we've had a good
I
conversation.
think it
here.
was pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, like literally, there's nothing out there. Like I could not find anything. Like for Mr. Pork, I found pictures of him in like high school.
What?
Yeah,
Are you
yeah. I
serious?
found
I
his
mean,
like.
I have a Facebook.
I don't have Facebook, so
Yeah.
I mean, that seems like the number one place that you'd probably check first.
I should have checked Facebook.
Yeah.
That's my be. Next
Yeah.
time I'll check Facebook.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr.
You
Chan.
did not have to do this. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
we
we
appreciate
appreciate
a
your
lot.
time. Thank you.
and
and
hopefully
free to bring me back anytime. I would love
Yeah,
to.
Yeah, we would
absolutely.
love to have you back,
Absolutely.
too.
We'll be reaching out.
All right, so that ends the podcast. Our special guest was Mr. Chan, Adam Chan, a physicist. So we're gonna end this podcast, and thank you for listening.
Thanks so much.